Next up, we got Theo from Whivilege or Whivilege or however you want to call it. But we got Theo Von, and it's guaranteed laughter with him on. See what I did there? Let's go straight to it. Hey, what's good with you? Welcome, gladiators and gladettes. That can be a thing, right? Let's make that a thing. Gladiators and gladettes, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, hold up. Let me go to my OGs. Those who are returning subscribers, I appreciate you for continuing to watch the videos I put out. I'm grateful, thankful. Now, for the newcomers, welcome. If you're new, this channel is all about providing you with a daily dose of edutainment. My goal is to make you laugh, be entertained, but also to give you insights and knowledge that you can apply to your own day-to-day life and make it better. That's my goal. This is a part of my channel where I react to comedy reactions. I do other things such as addiction-related videos. I just talk shit on social about things that are going on that I noticed or that I see in the news. Social commentary of sorts. But yeah, but for today, we are guaranteed to laugh. Usually you will laugh in every video, but you got professional comedian, Theo Von. Yeah. Come closer, let's just, yeah, right there. It's good, see? Up close and personal. Let's go.
Yeah, I grew up in a shitty neighborhood, man. Poor black, poor white, that was my neighborhood. So I didn't have any white privilege, man. I mean, I knew some motherfuckers with sweaters. But I was 2 tank tops in the winter, you feel me? Okay? So if it was available, I missed the sign-ups, you know? And my black friends would always get pissed, man. They'd be like, man, look what you did to us. Look at all the shit you did to us. I'm like, dude, do you think I would do all that shit and move right next door? Are we gonna split this plum or not? We're fucking down here together, man. You think I took all your shit and now don't have it? We need to get together and chase wealthier white people. Being poor sucks, man. I don't care what color you are, being poor sucks.
Facts.
Fighting. Poor people like to fight. You poor? Yeah, I'm poor too. Let's fucking fight. Fighting black dudes is tough, man. I don't know if you ever fought a black dude or not, but they win. They win, bro. If you haven't, I'll watch you fight. They win, man. I got jumped once by 5 black dudes at night. I don't know if you ever fought 5 black dudes at night, but imagine you're fighting 5 black dudes. Now close your eyes. Now how many black dudes you fighting? Many as your imagination can hold. And it's the same the other way. If you're a black guy, imagine you're fighting 5 white dudes in a cloud. This cloud is ours. Yeah, but everybody thinks only other colors. You have to have some color to be, you know, poor and have to struggle, man. It's hard. Going to college, you trying to go to college, you're poor and white? There's no program specifically for poor white people. Name one, dude. I will wait. Nothing, man. I remember going to the financial aid office. She said, you got to be black, you got to be Latino, Native American, Pacific Islander, fucking surfers. Fucking surfers are getting this money? We're landlocked, lady. I had a beautiful lady, beautiful black lady worked in our financial aid office, Miss Linda. She said, well, come back when you're back. What's the password? She said, go talk to the basketball coach. I said, he ain't making black kids. Those kids were black when they went to him. He's not that good of a coach. And I don't argue, man. I don't argue with black women. You can. I'll watch you try. They're smart, man. They're cunning. They're crafty. They switch angles. They're like Jews that can fight. That's hilarious, dude.
This is my second time watching this like Theo on White Privilege, but this was a bit of a longer clip, so I had to see the full set. But yo, so like essentially like, let me not get too deep, okay? But like, certain programs are in place because of like, you know, black people start off a little bit at a disadvantage, right? Because like, let me not get too deep. But I'm just saying, for the most part, okay, black people who were slaves or ancestors of slaves started off at a disadvantage in comparison to the slave owners, right? Because black slaves helped build the wealth for majority of white slave owners. And for the most part, a good amount of wealth gets passed down from generation to generation. So that in itself already creates some form of income inequality or income gap, okay? So, and in present day, privilege isn't just like necessarily money or better job, but it's even the ability to actually get a job to begin with, or the fact that you may not get stopped as often as a black man or black. This is why there's this phrase called driving while black.
Every time I'm driving, my hands immediately start shaking, and it's like, okay, you're behind me. I don't know for what, but I know you're behind me. So let's just pray that you don't hit your lights.
321, we have shots fired. We have one suspect down. Gripping his hand. Back up. I got right.
Orlando Castile was shot by an officer during a traffic stop. His girlfriend filmed his final moments as he lay bleeding to death next to her. Her 4-year-old daughter was in the back seat. Could you believe it when you saw it?
The sad part is I could, you know. It was just the extreme of saying, you know, when is it going to stop? But it's the fact of knowing that it's happened so many times that we just now expect it.
That was one of the toughest things for me because I have my daughter everywhere I go, and I can't imagine something happening to me. She's in the back seat. I have a good friend. He put stickies right here. So his license is right here, and his insurance is right here.
He sticks them on the steering wheel?
He sticks them right on the steering wheel.
Why?
Because he doesn't have to reach. So now that eliminates the thought process and fear that the policeman might have. So we're going based off of the fear that they have, not always about what we.
Just the skin and my height. I think my height puts me in a disadvantageous position as well. You know, I drive a minivan. You know, I try and, you know, dress up, and I always hope that would help me see another day, but
That makes me really sad to hear that you have to like wear a suit and drive your minivan just to hope
not save me.
To hope that people give you the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, and I wear pink and stuff like I wear light color.
It seems like we need to ask the cops permission. Hey, as an African American, while we're driving on your streets, what do we need to do in order for you not to feel afraid? Because every time we get over, their justification was, oh, I was afraid for my life. We're not that scary. We bleed the same way you bleed. We cry the same way you cry.
Why does it have to be fight or flight for a simple traffic stop? Why do we have to live in, am I going to live or survive kind of state? And that kind of state of mind. Can you imagine that?
I don't think most Americans can imagine that. I don't think most people get that.
You know who does that?
Who?
People in a war. They live with the mentality when they're on a battlefield, live or die. Why do I have to do that? Driving.
You know how say driving while under influence, driving while black. If there wasn't some type of issues with black people getting stopped disproportionately, driving while black wouldn't be a phrase or a thing. I think it's also, you can also see in terms of like who's predominantly in your government? Is it mixed? Is there a lot of diversity in who is running the government? And why is it's only been one black person as your president or whatever? If you're in a country that's very cultured, right? Why is it that most of the presidents or prime ministers or people in government or in office are predominantly white? I'm just saying, okay? Don't come for me. Actually, come for me. I'm gonna say it with my chest, okay? I'm gonna say it with my chest. I don't back down from what I say. None of this BS talk. I will not be, be counting my tweets. I will not backpedal, is what I say. I will not backpedal on what I say. But yeah, Theo Von definitely hit on a lot of important points. You know, when you're poor, it's poor. You don't see color too much. You just see poverty. And yeah, stuff like this, like the whole idea of white privilege and stuff like that, is very complex. And there's so many different layers, so many different levels to it. What I will say from my experience is definitely that, especially in Canada, I don't know those who maybe are in the States or the UK, but racism is definitely not as blatant and as obvious as it used to be. It's more subtle. Like for instance, I've made a video about what it's like to be black in Canada, and I talked about how I don't really experience racism all that much because where I live is very multicultural. You have Indian, you have brown, you have Asian, you have white, you have black, Caribbean, African, a lot of mixture, right? So I don't really experience racism like blatant in your face. So what I would say is that racism, racism isn't shown in like crime statistics, but more so it'll be probably shown in like the job statistics of like which ethnicity or which race is more or less employed, I would say. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say pretty much. But shout out Theo Von, man. Theo Von is slept on. He's a GOAT. He is just his delivery. You know, his delivery is like, it's not too brash. It's just like, he tells a little story. Just, you follow along the story. It just takes you on a ride to laughter, to peeing your pants, to smiling. But yeah, bro. God bless. Much love, peace, and joy. Namaste. I got a ton of other Theo Von videos that you definitely want to watch in the cards, the description, or the pinned comment. And if you want more of Theo Von, I'll definitely leave his Amazon link to one of his shows in my description and pinned comment. Definitely check him out on Amazon. Alright, bro. Deuces.